accept that you now did mislead the Question Time audience last week when you suggested that the majority of people crossing the channel illegally were women, children and babies, when in fact they're adult males?
Well, look, I think it's been clipped by, I think, Reform in a particular way. If you look at the whole conversation, I wasn't referring to the total number of people being a majority of women, children and babies. I was telling a story about a visit that I had to the Border Security Command, where I was shown a number of dinghies which did have mostly women, children and babies in, who needed treatment for burns because of the mixing of oil from the engine with the seawater. And the case I was making was that, of course, we've got to have strong borders. We need to return people who have no right to be here. But where there are children and babies in these situations, it's also right that we have a humanitarian response in treating them. Could I have been clearer in my language and said those specific 2 boats on my visits? I think the answer to that is evidently yes, given the reaction that we've had from the public. But I was very clear in my mind and in the story that I was telling that I was referring to those specific boats. And now it's right that the government continues to get on with funding the Border Security Command. We put record amounts of funding in the spending review this week to be able to tackle these criminal gangs. And we're going to get control of our border and get these numbers down.
But is that really credible when, again, we've seen nearly 1,000 migrants cross the Channel on June the 13th alone? You say you're smashing the gangs. The gangs are unfortunately running rings around the Labour government, aren't they?
Look, it is a problem. There's no question about that. That's why we're putting more money into the Border Security Command, why we're putting more effort into working with the French and other counterparts in Europe to be able to tackle what are pan-European networks of organised criminal gangs who are using these kind of human trafficking methods to use small dinghies across the Channel. Obviously, this has been a problem for many, many years now. It's right that we're tough in tackling that, which is what we're going to be doing. And that's why we've put this extra money into the Border Security Command to enable them to do that.